Throughout this week, we've been talking about Elon Musk's weird little pack of pre or slightly post-pubescent weirdos that he's sending around to destroy the government, get your family's classified information, your mom's social security number. And we've been very worried about that. Well, perhaps we should be slightly less worried because one of them has already bitten the dust for both a good reason and also, in hindsight, the most unsurprising reason imaginable. So if you don't recall, here are 6 of those that are going around and dismantling the government's capacity to actually give you anything for the tax dollars you pay. And we only show you that image because Elon Musk really, again, does not want you to see that image. Well, one of them is a 25-year-old. I think he's the senior one. Soon he will be killed by the rest for being too old. That's Marko Elez. You can see right there. So he had a Twitter account that has been uncovered and linked to him, where he made a number of incredibly just terrible and also totally appropriate for Twitter comments. And so when the Trump administration was asked about his connection with the account, that is when spokesperson Carolyn Leavitt, who we'll be talking about later in the show, announced that he had resigned. Okay, so you're probably wondering, well, why would he resign? What did he say? Did he have a really bad take on, like, I don't know, Marvel Phase 5? No, it's the stuff you'd expect. He posted, "You could not pay me to marry outside of my ethnicity." Now, he did say that a long time ago. It was September. He also said, "Normalize Indian hate," which has got to be slightly awkward for the member of his band of misfits who appears to be Indian. So that'll be fun for them to work through. 99% of Indian H-1Bs will be replaced by slightly smarter LLMs. They're going back, don't worry, guys. So that's great. "I would not mind at all if Gaza and Israel were both wiped off the face of the earth. And just for the record, I was racist before it was cool." It's not. It's not, and you wouldn't know. Look at you, dude. You wouldn't know if it was. But anyway, all that's terrible. All that should be disqualifying. The only one that I think might long-term hurt him, because I have 2 or 3 phases to my thoughts about this story, is that he did say he doesn't care if every Israeli man, woman, and child were simultaneously exterminated, which that should get you in trouble. Now, he's a Doge guy, the cult of Musk, and Musk got away with doing a Nazi salute. So maybe even calling for the next phase of the Holocaust isn't enough to get you to permanently lose your job. He also said, "I just want a eugenic immigration policy. Is that too much to ask?" And that's the one that I'm interested in, because if he stepped down because of these things he said, could we do Musk next? Because he just said he only wants white South Africans to come into the country. So, I know that this is me being a little S or whatever, but he said stuff that is nowhere. It's not as bad as what Elon Musk has said. Elon Musk has said and done far worse just recently, but he's resigning and Musk isn't. And so I say, well, why? If this is disqualifying, if this caused you to step down, why doesn't it qualify him to step down? And every single person listening, whether you're the biggest lib in the world or conservative, you know exactly why. Could people just say it? Like Republicans, the ones who I maybe, and it's probably a minority that actually think it's okay that this guy has resigned. Can you just say it's because Elon Musk is rich? And we obviously have different standards for rich people and regular people. A dude who was an intern for SpaceX or whatever a couple years ago. Just say that is true, and you believe it's fine, and you don't think that should be challenged. Rich people can say and do whatever they want. He bought the Republican Party for $290 million, so he could say and do whatever Nazi stuff he wants. Just say it. So anyway, he had previously worked for SpaceX and Starlink or whatever, although not long at any of them. He's only 25 years old after all of that. And so that's what he said. Now we'll get to the development of that in a bit, but Brett, are you at all surprised that the guy resigned? What do you think about the things that he said?
I think in a lot of people's minds, to put this in a Game of Thrones type context, a lot of people's minds, the Trumps are the Lannisters, and and there's another, and Elon comes from an equally reputable house. But he's the Hill Tribes, man. He brings in a bunch of weirdos that do horrible, horrible stuff. They're not even spoiled rich kids who are so bored. They're just the people he's bringing in, and I hope they're fighting against each other. There's this weird group of extremists who don't know they're extremists. They're just called garden variety, old-timey Republicans even. Who think that the coolest thing to do is to run the government like a business. Have someone come in, I don't care who it is, and just cut out all the red tape, cut out all the crap, put the power back in the hands of business people so that fairness can reign again. And I got news for you, dude. The unfairness is gonna reign. Because the same thing that you think drives business to do anything to make progress, no, they do anything to make money for themselves. And so Elon Musk, like he's done with all the companies you probably think he created, he's just doing a hostile takeover to seize power, period. And he has at his disposal, while I'm sure you guys would assume that any idiot can go into the government and pull out all the waste. Well, he's really trying that because you have to be a pretty big idiot to grow up in the social media generation and still tweet this stuff loudly and proudly and expect that your privilege as Elon's favorite pony boy will get you to be able to keep your job despite all that. You're a moron.
Yeah, I like the Hill Tribes comparison, I think is very apt. And again, he posted some of this stuff in September. It just happened.
Yeah,
just happened. And so bear that in mind.